anything else you want to add? We got Isaiah AC, alternate current, air conditioning, ACDC. I don't know what the AC stand for. Go ahead, AC, Isaiah.
Gosh, the
What's
AC.
up with you?
It's just my it's my middle initials. It's not nothing crazy though.
Oh, okay.
I got a question about the midwives in Exodus 1:19. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
'Cause when Pharaoh had told them to what do you say, kill the baby sons, the Hebrew sons.
Mm-hmm. If it's a boy. Mm-hmm.
When he told them to do that, and they didn't do as he said, but because they fear God, and then he asked them why they didn't do it. They said because they're not like the Egyptian women. They give birth before the midwives come. But then it says that they just. So were they lying, or did they just take their time getting there?
It doesn't say that they were particularly lying, although it does seem to be implied that it's a pretext that they came up with, right? To not do Pharaoh's commandment. And then they were rewarded by God, right, for doing that, right?
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying? So if you look how it reads in other translations, right? Like for instance in the CEV, it says, they answered, Hebrew women have their babies much quicker than Egyptian women. By the time we arrive, their babies are already born. Now, here's the thing that I always wondered about this. Pharaoh accepted that explanation. Why? I would have been like, well, dang, you need to get there quicker then. Or you need to stay there until the baby born. You
I
know
feel
what
like
I'm saying? But for whatever reason, he accepted that explanation.
it feel like it's kind of like disrespecting the Egyptian women too. So I feel like I don't know. I feel like he should have said something back.
Well, not necessarily disrespecting, they were just saying they pop them out faster. Like they don't, maybe they were trying to imply that they don't carry children for the length of pregnancy as Egyptian women do. They have their babies prematurely, or the quicker could refer to how much time they spend in labor. You follow what I'm saying? Like they don't be struggling, you know, 48 hours in labor, right? Soon as the time for it to be delivered, bam, it's out, and then they got it hidden somewhere. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah. And my other question I had was about the feast of unleavened bread. What time does that take place?
Mm-hmm.
Are we supposed to like still keep that one, or and like if
That
so?
is directly associated with the Passover. The Passover this year, according to the Hebrew calendar, is going to be on the 22nd. That's a Monday. Feast of Unleavened Bread is on the 15th day of the first month of Abib. So whatever day Passover falls on, Feast of Unleavened Bread is the next day following. You follow what I'm saying? Now, what the Israelites were commanded to do, which is the same thing we're commanded to do, is remove all the leaven from not only from your quarters, which is like your own personal residence, but from the whole land. Obviously, you cannot do that. You follow what I'm saying? But you can still do the bread and the wine part. You can remove it from your house, but you can't remove it from everywhere. You follow what I'm saying?
And it's supposed to be like a full 7 days.
Oh yeah, that's how long it was,
Okay.
or and will be and is. Mm-hmm.
All right. Then my last question is I know Enoch and Jasher, Jubilee, stuff like that is canon, but like, are those the only pseudepigrapha pseudepigrapha books that are canon, or is there others?
Well, none of those books are canon except for the Book of Enoch, and that's only in the Ethiopian Bible, right? The other ones like Jasher and what was the other one you named? You said
Jubilees,
Enoch, Jasher. What was the other one?
Jubilees.
Jubilees. Um, yes, Jubilees and Jasher, as far as I know, in history, was never officially canonized by any religious group. I use them today as historical references to get a good idea on what the ancient Hebrews believed concerning some of these things surrounding the patriarchs, right? But Jubilees is um a book that was written by one of the groups at Qumran, like the Essenes. They had their own solar calendar and everything. They didn't even keep the holy days the same time that the Jews in Palestine kept them, right? And Jubilees and Jasher contradict each other on a lot of stuff because they're based off of Jewish legend. But when I do my research, if I find 3 books about the same event outside of the Bible, and they're all contradicting each other, what fascinates me is not that they all contradict each other. What fascinates me is what they have in common. If they all agree on a certain thing that's not in the Bible, but all 3 of these guys agree on that, it's a pretty good chance it's true because they disagree at so many different points. I'll tell you like this. You can get 5 people on this stage from 5 different denominations, and they all disagree strongly all the time. But how amazing and how convincing would it be if they all got together on the stage and they all agreed on that? You're like, okay, that's the one thing we know must be true because that's the one thing they all agree on. You understand what I'm saying? They fight over everything else, but this one thing right here, they agree on that. That's how you know what's more than likely the truth. And that's how I use Jasher and Jubilees and Josephus and whatnot.
So, but like when
You know
when the Bible like referenced the book of Jasher, wouldn't that like make it something that's like on the same level of scripture if they're referencing it as like an authoritative type thing?
Of course, that depends on if you think that is the book of Jasher that the Bible references. There are at least 3 book of Jashers, the one you're talking about, and 2 more that I'm familiar with. Right? I have 2 of the 3. The third one is very hard to find. Right? And there was a lot of people in earlier times that when they read the Bible, and when I say earlier times, I mean like long before us. Like we're talking about like in more ancient times. They would read the Bible and they would assume that these were making like references to this stuff, and what they would do is they would fabricate books that are referenced in the Bible.
So
They claim to be that Bible. You understand what I'm saying? That book. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But a lot of these books are just based off of Jewish tradition and stuff that they thought about this stuff. That's what a lot of this stuff is based off of. You understand?
Okay. Yeah, I understand that. Thank you, brother Josh.
Mm-hmm. Like somebody said in the chat, Jewish folk story. Gideon, perfect timing. Could you jump back on Clubhouse right quick?
Talking miss, I was doing